Tahoe out here now. Alright, got the Tahoe out here. I want to show you what the shot transmission. So, first gear, shifts to second. Okay. Instead of shifting to third, it just redlines. So, our 3/4 clutch pack is shot. So we're gonna take it back to the house, get it up on jacks, yank the transmission so that we can have it rebuilt. Okay, so step one, I'd pull the car out and cleaned up my workspace as much as absolutely possible. I'm going to have the transmission separated from the engine, so obviously I wanted it to be as absolutely pristine clean as I possibly could. Step two, remove the negative battery cable. Alright, I just want to let you know I'm not a professional mechanic and I'm just kind of doing things my own way. My main purpose for making these videos is that when I take things apart, I got to remember how I put them back together again, and these videos help me. So this may or may not be the right way for which to remove the transmission from the vehicle. This is just the way I'm doing it. So I would advise you to consult your manual and any other assets that you may be able to access to ensure that you do this procedure correctly. Having said that, next thing I'm going to do is loosen the lugs on the front wheels on both sides. And I'm going to raise the vehicle and pull the front wheels off. Alright, so I got the, obviously the wheel is off and jacked up pretty high on both sides. And my next step might be a little unconventional. I don't know what other people do. I don't know what a real mechanic would do, but I'm going to be pulling out this big plastic fender well on both sides, and that will do me two things. It'll give me easier access to the side bell housing bolts, and B, on the other side, which is the passenger side, it'll give me much easier access to remove the starter. Now these little clips can be a pain in the ass, but it is made a lot easier by having the right tools. Either one of them costs more than $10. I bought them on Amazon or got them at Harbor Freight, I don't remember. But that's what those look like. And it does a real good job of removing the clips without breaking them. So here's the passenger side wheel well with the plastic thing removed. I'm going to have to remove the white pipe and get it out of the way. So we've got easy access to the O2 sensor. We need to undo all the O2 sensors. And as you can see, we got a perfectly straight shot to the starter. Starter's 2 bolts. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the O2 sensors. And then we'll get the white pipe next. And the first of 4 O2 sensors is off the white pipe. Just look for the catalytic converter, and there'll be an O2 sensor in front of it and an O2 sensor behind it. Now the hard part, separating the white pipe from the exhaust manifolds. And if this is the first time you're separating your white pipe from your exhaust manifolds, you probably want to hit those with some PB and let them soak overnight, because they're going to be a pain in the ass. This is the passenger side. Passenger side you have easy access, but the driver side is a lot harder, especially if you have a 4-wheel drive with that front drive shaft. So if you want to feel a sense of accomplishment, do the passenger side first. So here's the passenger side, and here it is on the driver's side. And the white pipe is also separated from that mid pipe at the back. And now it's just kind of hanging precariously because I can't get it out. It's hung up right there. So I'm going to have to lower the transmission crossmember so that I can get this pipe out, I gotta load the transmission crossmember anyway. Happy, happy, joy, joy. There's where the stud broke off. Not once, but twice. So it's got to come out anyway. Next victim is the transmission crossmember. And there's two 21 millimeters. There's two on this side and two on the other side. This is the passenger side here. And the bolts are facing the rear. And that's on the driver's side. The bolts are facing the front. They're the bolt heads. So on the driver's side, there's a bracket. It's holding stuff. And it needs to get pushed up. And you get two nuts to get off. And then you got the bracket. Kind of a far away view right there. There's the bracket. Need to get him off. And pushed up. And out of the way. And then you got two more nuts to hit. Next I'm going to do is drop fluid from the trans and the transfer case. That sucker sure does look heavy, so I'm going to try to get as much fluid out of it as I can. Pan in place. Oh yeah, look at that nasty. Alright, time for the transfer case. And here comes the transfer case fluid. Alright, so I read somewhere you got to have 19 inches of clearance to get the trans out. And I have 17 inches of clearance, so I got to go ahead and raise this up. Raise the back up off the ground higher. It's still only 18 inches off the ground, but I got the back up off, and now I'm going to go on the. Now I'm going to go to work on the front drive shaft. All right. Okay, with the car raised up, I've got to go to work on these 4 bolts that hold the front drive shaft in, and the first thing I got to do is mark the drive shaft so I know how to put it back on. You're gonna have to turn the drive shaft, and the way to do that is to come over here alongside the transmission pan. Is this guy right here, and he needs to get forced off.
Here's one of the walkers.
Thank you. Alright, once you get this guy off, if you pull this guy down, I just put it all the way back. I think that's first gear, I don't know. But once you do that, you can turn the drive shafts. Okay, now I can turn the drive shaft and get access to all 4 bolts on the front drive shaft. Now here, rumor has it, there's a couple retaining things that will not allow it to come straight out, but I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do here. Okay, so the boot is going to have one of these things on it. And what you do is just get the screwdriver in there and you turn it to pop it loose. And there's 2 of those. And then you slide the boot forward. I'll go back under there and try to do the other one. Alright, so now I'm just going to grab the drive shaft with the hand. And it does slide right out, but I can't do it one-handed. Now it's just a matter of getting these 4 11mm bolts off. And I won't bore you while I do that. Alright, so this is what these guys look like when they're out. Right there. So put them aside in a safe place. Alright, so to get the drive shaft out, just wedge a screwdriver in there, and give it a little emphasis, and it'll come out. Alright, so after you've helped it a little ways, it will drop down out of the way. you can slide it out of the back of the transfer case. It's big. It's heavy. Oh, and I don't know whether I captured that or not. Not sure if I captured that or not, but there it is. Okay, it's heavy and it's getting ready to fall on my head, so I gotta get out of its way. Okay, so they're both out. With a four-wheel drive, you're gonna have a rear drive shaft and a front drive shaft. The way to get the front drive shaft out is the exact same as the rear drive shaft. It's gonna have a little boot. It'll have a little boot with a couple clips on it that you gotta pry the clip. But here are the two drive shafts out, and now we can go after the transfer case.